Good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking a moment to watch this video. I'm sorry I'm not able to be here at parent night tonight. I'm one of our boys' golf coaches, and we have a meet. I took the time to create this video to briefly introduce myself and share a little bit of information about the course. If you have any questions at the conclusion of this video, please feel free to send me an email at rsmith@d155.org. I'm excited to have your child in pre-calc this semester. It's a class that I've taught almost every year of my career, whether that be at the regular or honors level. So I'm excited to have pre-calc again. I think there's a lot that students can take away from the course. It opens up a lot of different opportunities in terms of classes they might want to take in the future, but it does expose them to a lot of kind of math skills, content, and new ideas kind of moving forward, that it kind of gives them an idea whether they maybe want to take a dual credit class, such as stats or calc for next year, if it's preparing them for a class that they may take for a trade school, for an entry-level math course that they may need in their field, or whether they are pursuing a 4-year degree and preps them for a class that they will need to take later on in college. The way that I kind of break down the grades for the semester, there's two categories. There's a summative and a formative category. The summative grade that accounts for 85% of the student's grade. That's where our unit tests are going to come from. So at the end of each unit, we'll take one summative assessment that will count towards that 85% of the grade. The other 15% falls in the category of formative assessments. Formative assessments are anything from homework to skill checks. And what a skill check is it's basically an in-class quiz. So the idea behind a skill check is that if a student learns a lesson on Monday, I can answer any questions that they have Monday, Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, I expect the students to have a solid understanding of that material after the first 48 hours. Students will be assigned several problems to do on Monday night. That's their formative practice. These problems might be through our online platform of My Math Lab. They might be on paper that they submit to Canvas. Any formative practice done outside of the classroom is counted towards the final grade of the semester. My philosophy behind that comes from some things I've taken away during my time as coaching. I'm our basketball coach here at Prairie Ridge. And the thing that I always kind of tell my players, and the same thing that I tell my students, is that, for example, if we miss all of our free throws in practice on Tuesday, we have a game on Wednesday night, and we make all of those free throws, the team shouldn't be penalized for the free throws that we missed in Tuesday's practice. We should get credit for what we were able to do on Wednesday. And I think a grade is a reflection of your current understanding and what you know, not what's happened in between. And I don't want students to be penalized for making mistakes on their practice. I'm a big advocate of trusting the process, making mistakes, learning from it, and then having the opportunity to demonstrate what you have learned. So with that being said, any problems that are done outside of the classroom will be counted towards the grade. We'll do probably 2 to 3 skill checks a week. They take about 10 minutes. They're short. They're usually 3 to 4 questions. Students have time to work on it independently. Then I allow them to work collaboratively in their groups. You'll see everybody is sitting in tables of 4 if you look around the classroom here. So they have time to work in their pods. Then we go over those answers together. And then the students self-assess themselves on a mastery rubric from 2.5 to 5 points. And the whole idea here is that the students are involved in the assessment process. They're determining where they fall on the rubric for how they're doing with the learning targets. So it should be an accurate representation of how they feel like they are keeping up with the daily material. Students are able to use their notes and homework on the skill checks while they're here in class. So all of the work they're doing outside of the classroom, they can use during that skill check time. And that's kind of the incentive for keeping up with the daily work, is you get to use those as resources when we take that skill check. Any assignment that's done outside of class will still be logged in Canvas and Skyward, so you can see how your child is doing to keep up with the daily practice both inside and outside of the classroom. But the large majority of the grade in this course comes from our summative assessments. That's 90% of the grade. I'm a big advocate of how do I do well in the course? Well, I demonstrate what I have learned, and also by doing well in the skill checks along the way. It shouldn't be the case of turning in assignments, hoping to earn points of this counts for this much, this counts for that much. I understand students have busy schedules, and I don't want them to prioritize their work, which is why their grade comes from what they're able to demonstrate here in the classroom. That way, if there's a game or a play or a club or something going on after school and Tuesday's practice becomes what they're doing on Wednesday morning, I don't want them to be penalized for still completing that practice before the date of that first skill check or that assessment. And that's why I no count the formative practice. It comes from the skill checks. It's a more accurate representation of what the student knows, and they're given in the moment feedback, which I think is important to help their learning rather than waiting several days for things to be graded. I'm really excited to have your child in pre-calc this year. Like I said, it's one of the courses I really enjoy teaching. It's a higher level course. It's preparing students for a lot of different paths as they leave high school. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and ask. I'm happy to have those conversations for you. I am a big advocate of students advocating for themselves outside of the classroom and learning to have uncomfortable conversations. So when it comes down to what can a student do to improve their grade and how things are going in class, I always encourage the student to reach out first, and then I'm happy to clarify any questions that you might have after that. The STEM Center is open and is a resource to all of our students here at PR. That's in room S213, anytime students need math help outside of the classroom. My free periods are 4, 6, and 9. I'm happy to help during that time frame and any time before school. After school, we have to be a little bit more creative as I coach 2 sports, one during the fall and one during the winter, but I'm happy to accommodate as much as I can to find a time that works. If everybody's on the same page and we're working together this semester, I ensure that your child will have a successful experience in pre-calc, and I'm excited to working together this semester. And again, please reach out if you have any questions. I'm sorry I wasn't able to be here tonight, but thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Have a great evening.